Hey guys, welcome in. Today we are talking about virtual or fractional CFOs, what it is it for you, kind of just breaking it down, because I may have mentioned a couple times that we do offer that. That is one of our packages, but what is it actually? So let's kind of talk about that. Before we dive into that though, let me introduce myself. My name is Jen Shaw, and I am founder of All Accounting LLC. We specialize in trade and construction companies, businesses ranging from 500,000 to 10 million, and really help them understand their finances, understand what's happening in the realm of money for them, and just understanding what's happening, because we feel that when you know your numbers, you can own your future. So every week we break down some different topics within your finances, or KPIs, or just accounting jargon to help you feel more comfortable in knowing and understanding what this world is. It may be a foreign language, but it doesn't have to be. We help you understand it. So let's go ahead and talk about a fractional CFO. Okay, what is a fractional CFO? So a fractional CFO is really going to be, or just a CFO in general, is a chief financial officer. And we say fractional because although the information that a CFO can produce is really useful for businesses, sometimes monetarily, it's a little difficult to hire that in-house. So we have this fractional or virtual CFO that comes in at a lower cost, but you still get the great benefits instead of having a in-house hired in CFO. So really, a lot of CFOs are 300,000 or more on your payroll, and we come in at a much lower rate, but still are able to have these financial readiness conversations, let you know where your cash is, and just help you optimize what's going on within your business. So most times people hire on a bookkeeper, accountant, CPA, and they're really looking at your past information. So this is going to be your historical data, ensuring that all of the things are ticking and tying together within your software, making sure that you receive your profit and loss and balance sheet, very important documents for you to review and look at, but it only is telling you the history of what happened in your business. We also handle tax compliance or sales tax compliance, any sort of thing like that, making sure that you are on date when you are filing, you aren't paying any interest and penalties for not filing those appropriately. And then we really ensure also bookkeepers and CPAs to maintain your payroll. So why is that different than a fractional CFO? So a fractional CFO is going to look at your future and what's happening over there. So one of the best things that they can add is a cash flow statement. So this is taking your historical data and somewhat predicting what's going to happen, the ins and outs of all your cash moving forward. It's taking your AR statement and your AP, and day by day or week by week or whatever the item and granularity you need is spreading that out. Looking at margin optimization. Where do you actually stand historically with your numbers? Registering those into KPIs, key performance indicators. So looking at specific numbers, percentages that can help you guide where you actually want to go. So again, a fractional CFO is going to be in the future, looking ahead of things, and the bookkeeper and CPA is looking in the past. You do always need the bookkeeper and CPA. Do not get me wrong. You cannot just have a CFO. You do need someone to ensure that all the things in the past are correct, because a CFO is not going to actually be able to take any of that information forward if they're looking at garbage in, garbage out. So we want to make sure that the historical data is, in fact, really great information. Okay, so now let's talk about what you're actually going to receive if you get this virtual CFO deliverable. So what does that look like? You are going to receive a monthly strategic meeting where we sit down for about an hour and go over all of the information. This isn't just you'll only talk to us during this time, because you will also get cash flow statements and you will get cash flow projections or 12-month rolling forecasts, and your KPIs delivered to you on a regular basis. And that might be dashboards that you receive on a weekly basis, but we do only have a one-on-one meeting for a monthly basis because, as we know, businesses kind of move like molasses. It's a big entity. There's lots of moving parts, and you can only move things so often. And we do need good information and a good amount of information to actually make decisions. So once a month, we sit down one-on-one for an hour, but you are receiving different deliverables. Again, it actually kind of depends on what your business needs. I know sometimes it's difficult to say that, but each business is unique. So you may not need all of the KPIs that other businesses need. And we help guide you to what is really going to be most valuable for your business during that time. And it could change over time also. So for a year, we could be looking at advertising and dialing in on that. And then for the next year, we're going to dial in what your estimates and sales look like. So it just really depends. I think one of the important things to look at is really your ROI within your business in hiring on a fractional CFO versus an in-house. And it's really going to be, you're going to find 60% savings overall with an in-house versus a fractional. So you can see over here, we have our annual investment is going to be a lot less, 40 to 100,000 compared to 250 to 450,000. And this is again for smaller companies, 10 million or under, because there are many CFOs that can make up to the millions. We're not there, but it allows you to get the same information, but they're not that in-house doing things that really we can do on a fractional side. Since we're our own business, you don't need to do any bonuses or health insurance or anything like that. But you still get the same information, which is great, and the flexibility, which is also there. These are kind of the actionable items, just visually seeing what we can get. That 13-week cash flow, we find that 13 weeks, that's going to give you a solid 3 months of information. And especially when you're really dialing in, if you're at a time crunch with being able to pay certain people or waiting on money, 13 weeks kind of dials it in. And after a while, you can create a longer one that isn't so granular, but at the beginning, 13-week is crucial. Looking at your profitability analysis, break-even points, and a whole slew of information. So when do you think you actually might need one? Well, we're going to look at, your rapid growth. So depending on if you are seeing a huge influx in sales and you're still just like running the hamster wheel, but not knowing where to go, it's important to maybe have someone on the outside helping you guide decisions. Do you really feel like you're working really hard and you still don't have the amount of money that you think you should? Again, a great key marker of saying, hey, we might need some outside analysis to help us guide us where we're going. Perhaps you need to know if you can take on loans, being able to analyze that and help you. People will give you money. If you have great financials, they will give you money. But is it actually the best interest for the business to take on that loan? You can deep dive. This is something that we can deep dive and actually help you understand. And then making capital decisions. When is the best time to buy equipment? When is the best time to hire someone new? So all of these ideas and wishes and wants for businesses, there are good better and best times to do this. And having someone, a fractional CFO, to help analyze your financials and help you guide that where it belongs is good. So, okay, so what does the first 90 days look like? Well, the first 30 days is going to be really a lot of just deep diving into your financials, where you've been, making sure that everything is accurate, looking at some of those key KPIs for you, and just gathering information. And the next 60 days, we'll then build a 12-month rolling forecast. A forecast is going to be more live and workable, where a budget's like, well, we didn't hit this marker, and now what? But forecast, we're constantly feeding it new and updated information. So it does get changed over time, which is good because it gives us real data and information. And then in 90 days, we should have by then all of the information in which you will get on a regular basis. This will be your KPI dashboard, your rolling 12-month forecast, and also, very importantly, your 13-week cash flow forecast. And then from there, it's going to be every quarter, we'll have strategic tax planning sessions and just analyzing where you are, especially quarter 3, quarter 4, to make sure, like, now that we have all of the information, where did we land? Do we need to make any adjustments? And just continuous growth in execution. Having that virtual CFO is really going to help empower you as a business owner and not make you feel like you are just on it on your own. We are really there to help keep you accountable in your numbers and help guide the business to where you really want to go. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Are you creating a job for yourself? Are you creating the ability to step back as a business owner? Or do you want to go to another state? Or what does this all look like? And sometimes it can be very lonely thinking about it on your own. Perhaps you do have a partner involved, but maybe they're just more of the operation side and you are more of the head steering of where the business direction is going. So it's really great to have another set of eyes and someone to just bounce ideas off of, with good data to help guide you in the right direction. All right, guys, that is it today. Thank you so much for joining. I hope that you now understand a little bit more about what a virtual CFO does and maybe can think about, is this something that will fit for you? We would love to do a financial diagnostic on your books and see if we are a right fit. You have your information here. And if you really like this information and would like to see things coming up, go ahead and subscribe to our channel, and we will see you next week. Thank you.